Hi, I think we're live. I actually don't know if anyone's going to show up to this. I'm doing this mostly to test my new webcam. And I was like, well, if I'm testing it, I might as well go on live and see if anyone will show up. But if no one does, I will talk to myself and this will be like a fun, I don't know, something to look back on later. I see there are 3 people here. So hi to the 3 people here. I got a webcam and I got it because I want to start doing sprints for NaNoWriMo. So I was like, oh my gosh, there are people saying hi. Hello. Hi. Everyone is saying hi. Thank you for being here to the 3 people here. Um, there are a lot of people here. Okay, hello. Hi. Thank you. I think it's nice too. Like, I'm surprised. It's actually very nice because I wanted to get one for nano sprints because I don't want to like prop up my laptop. It's just too small. And then, me and my chronic pain, like then I have to lean forward and it makes things worse. So I was like, let me see if I can get one so I can prop it on my monitor so that it doesn't look awkward, like me, like, not actually looking at the camera if I had to live stream off of my laptop. This is a very convoluted way of saying that I want to do sprints during NaNoWriMo because I have the time now that I'm not in school. So we can look forward to that. I will come up with like a bit more of a comprehensive schedule that hopefully keeps in mind that there are, different time zones. There are actually now 13 people here. That got busy. Like it's a party now. So that's what I'm hoping to do because I don't really have as much of like an in-person writing community anymore now that I'm not in school. And I'm sure a lot of people also would benefit from doing some sprints. I really love when other author tubers do sprints. So I was like, oh, let me like start one. So I'll come up with a schedule and see how that works out. But I am hoping to win NaNoWriMo this year. I don't know who else is doing Nano. And if you also plan on winning, there are 14 people here. If the 14 of you are planning, let me know what you're planning on doing. Because this is so weird for me because I've always been in school. Like ever since I found out about NaNoWriMo, oh gosh, I think in like 2015. And ever since, I have always been in school. And it's always been like the worst time of year to do nano because of like exams. I see more comments, but my microphone is in the way. I'm gonna move this. Hopefully it doesn't sound absolutely horrible on your end. I am sorry. Anyway, so now that I'm not in school is what I'm saying. I'm hoping that I can actually do it, but also I'm very underprepared this year. Hi, Pia. Thank you for being here. Hi, Jasmine. Oh my gosh, thank you for coming, even though you're listening and you're at work. Thank you for coming. That's very dedicated. I appreciate it. I was very nervous no one was going to be here. I was like, I want to do something impromptu on like Friday the 13th, but also like, what if nobody shows up? So I'm happy that there are people here. You just got off school, right? Live stream just after school. That's fun. Spinner, I have outlined a project for Nano. It's paranormal horror novel. Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, that sounds so fun. I'm doing a sequel to Seventh Virtue, which is the contemporary fantasy novel that I've been working on. I know nothing about it. Like I know so little about it. It's not even funny. And every single month of October, I'm also doing Inktober, which is like if you don't know what Inktober is, it's like drawing every day of October with ink, though I think you don't have to use ink now. But anyways, I've been doing it with ink. And so I've been so busy like doing that every day that I'm like, it's okay if I don't do Preptober. Like, no, it's not. I really don't know anything about this book. I don't know what I'm gonna do when NaNoWriMo comes around, and I have no ideas. Because to be fair, I won NaNoWriMo last year because I was in the middle of a novel. So whether you count that as like truly winning or like kind of cheating, it's up to you. But I don't think that I could have done that without having known like so much about the series. But how do you outline a project for Nano? Well, why don't I share? I'm going to share this in a video, but I'm coming up with basically what I'm doing is I have like a list of like things that I'm doing. Hold on, let me just pop it up instead of like rambling. Here it is right up here. I'm just going to read it. I won't actually show it to you on screen. I'm sorry. That's very unhelpful. I'll put in a video. But basically I created a to-do list. I think I posted this on Tumblr. I did. If you follow me on Tumblr, I posted the actual list on there. But basically I have a to-do list, and this is like my equivalent of outlining for the month. So I've broken it down by like a couple of categories. So like world building, ideation, admin, character, and plotting. So for world building, I just have things that I want to like, you know, continue to do so that I can understand this world better. Now I've already written the first book, so I have like an understanding-ish of you think I would know better? I wrote 200,000 words of Seventh Virtue. I have no idea what that world is. So it's like doing things like rereading my world building Bible, and then brainstorming some of like the more particular things about a particular family, some like developing some of the lore. Ideation has things like Michelle Schusterman, who's a really great author tuber on here, also has like a video about like how to outline. I don't remember what the video is called exactly. It's like how to outline fast or something, where she goes over her like paragraph plotting method. So under ideation, I have a bullet point that I want to do a paragraph like that for this book, which is called Sunless Ground. And then admin is like make a document folder for the project. So like easy things that I'm going to do first so I can feel very like, I don't know, productive, even though it's like the 13th of October and I should probably get some of the hard stuff done, but I don't want to. And then I have character, which is to develop two of the characters, like their magical powers a little more. It's kind of like world building too. And then plotting, which is to outline a very, very basic structure. And how I'm going to outline that is I'm literally just going to figure out what breaks into two. Like what is I don't really outline based off of this react structure. And Seventh Virtue has like, I think it's 5 acts more accurately. But but I'm gonna try to think of like what pushes me into like the new world when all the characters are within their own predicaments. It's more of a complicated book than Seventh Virtue, so I really should have started on this earlier. I'm behind on comments, but Pia says, my nano plan is what I did last year, which is just write 50K across various things. Oh, I love that goal so much. And also power to you to be able to do that. Like, that's so awesome. And then at the end of it, then you have like so much. That's so cool. Man, I should try that goal. Hello, I'm happy to have you here. I know, I wasn't expecting this either, but I was like, wouldn't it be fun if I like live streamed on Friday the 13th with my new webcam? Hi. I am having a good day today. You know what? Yesterday I had a really like bad day. Kind of. I was just having like a pain flare, and today it has released me a little bit. It's not been nearly as bad. So I haven't really done much today. I'm just kind of taking it easy because like yesterday was just that was rough. I have started using a cane when I walk, just like ever so often. I don't use it super consistently. So I was using that yesterday, but today I felt better enough that I didn't have to. So yeah, it was just a little disheartening yesterday. So I'm feeling better today. I'm in much better spirits. Right? Shakespeare, right? With all the weird, strange things that are happening in that book. Any tips for teen writers and being more descriptive in your writing? Okay, I have 2 videos, I think, on tips for teen writers. So if you haven't watched them already, watch them. My biggest tip for a teen writer that I don't think, already given is to find a process that gets you to write. So if it's just like writing fan fiction, or if it's writing work with like the same characters, like what I do, because that makes you happy, just whatever gets you writing or whatever makes you happy. That's what I would do. And that's what I did when I was a teen writer. And it has really set me up. So I think like learning to really love your writing right now at this age is what I would just focus on. I wouldn't worry about all the other craft stuff. That'll come with time. Okay. Being like a beginner, being in the early stages is the best. So just have a lot of fun. Being more descriptive. There's so many ways to be descriptive. I think some fun ways is to like use photo prompts if you're like, if you kind of struggle to visualize things like me. If I'm like, oh, I'm not sure like what to pull on in this scene. Sometimes just Googling a picture. My nano plan is write a silly horror story I've been meaning to write for like a year now. Oh my gosh, real that you have a story that you've been meaning to write for. That's me the whole year. Like I keep having ideas where they like keep pushing the things that I've been meaning to write. So I hope that you're able to do it in nano because that would be so cool. Actually, that's kind of what happened to me with Sunless Ground. I've been meaning to write it and now it's like the end of the year and I'm like, I guess I'll start it now, even though I'm supposed to be quote unquote writing something else. My plan is to do 15K of my work in progress foreign birds and hopefully more, but that's unlikely. I love that title, by the way. I've been meaning to tell you that's like the best title ever. But that's so cool. Yes. That's literary fiction, right? That's a really good goal. I think that's a solid literary fiction goal. Sitter says if I get stuck, I'll work on my romance novel. Real. Having a backup plan. My backup plan if this fails is I don't have one. So my backup plan is like to just start like rewriting like old scenes from like Fostered. I'm just gonna like go through the old books and copy and paste random little bits. Which is kind of what I did a little bit. I did that a couple of times in Seventh Virtue, like during Nano, and I found that was very helpful. So those are like some of my hacks. Because listen, I'm not planning, so like I don't already know what's happening. I have to come up with everything while I'm drafting, and this is the process that I chose for myself. But it can get hard. So the backup plan is I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope for the best. Hello, I see so many people joining. Hello to Ray. Hi, Jade. Hi, Ronan. I had 8 writing projects to do and I only started on one. Real. Me. I was not supposed to write any of the things that I wrote this year, which, listen, I love spontaneity and I think spontaneity is like a really valuable thing to like, encourage and to take on when you can as a writer, but it's also gotten me to write 3 novellas that did not exist before this year. Like I had no idea I was going to write them, and not actually work on the novel I was supposed to write, and also not work on the short story collection that I have a deadline for. So like but listen, I no regrets. Like it's some of my best writing, I think. So listen, spontaneity is the best. I just follow my impulses. I get my best work that way. You're working on a paranormal cozy about a teen Grim Reaper. That is such a cool concept. That's awesome. I love it. And that's like so apt for like the spooky mood. There are so many people here. I feel so excited. I was so scared no one was going to be here. And now I feel like maybe we can actually do a writing sprint, because I was like, maybe I just have to like record me doing a writing sprint alone. I'll do like maybe one though. So I'll do it soon in case you actually want to do it with me and you're like, when is she going to do the writing sprint? I don't have a nano plan, so I'm just going to wing it on my current work in progress and see how it goes. Real. me until last night at like 1:00 in the morning when I actually like gathered my thoughts. I was like, why didn't I do this at the beginning of the month? Because now I have like just half a month to do the rest of this, which knowing me is possible. Like I already wrote, like, did I tell you? I don't think that I've posted a video recently where I said, no, I have some videos scheduled, but I already wrote nearly the first 10,000 words of that book. So I'm hoping that helps because I'm already kind of in the middle of it. Not really. Knowing Seventh Virtue is really like, I'm like 0.5% in because it's going to be a really long book. I can already tell. I promised my writing partner I would get the first draft done by the beginning of next year. She's been listening to my brain dump for months. Okay, well, good luck on that goal. I also am hoping to finish one of my manuscripts by the beginning of next year. That sounds really soon though for me. So I don't know about that. We condone cheating in NaNoWriMo. Listen, whatever gets you to the 50,000 words, that's what I loved. Like, and the thing is, like, the only thing I really copy and pasted into Seventh Virtue last year was there's a scene in Mothwork that I copy and pasted like pretty much into Seventh Virtue. I just had to write a bit of it, but it felt so new to me because I hadn't reread Mothwork at that time, which is kind of funny to think now because the whole year has been like year of Mothwork for some reason. Anyway, so that was like the only time like I actually like sincerely cheated by copy and pasting something. But I think my whole process to some people wouldn't be like real NaNoWriMo. But listen, I got through so much of that book. I can't complain. Thinking about how I wrote 60K during Nano in 2020. 60K. Listen, Nano last year was so fun because it was like going very well. Like I was really on top of it. And then I had like a mental breakdown at the end because there was like an external stress in my life from something very, very stressful. And then I had to move home and fly across the country. And it like put a real like damper in my plans, obviously, because I was then, I didn't have as much time. So when I hit the 50K, I was like, bye. My plan was that I was like, oh, if I can get higher than 50K, I'd like to. But by the time I hit 50K, it was like in the middle of this, like, very typical, like, tropey ball scene. I was like, see ya. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Love the spooky season. Feel like all my book ideas have spooky vibes. I think, like, I mean, this must be your time then. Like, I have never been like a spooky season person. Like, I think I've always loved Halloween. I've always dressed up for Halloween, but I've never like been that big of a Halloween person. But now that I'm like at home and like I'm not in school, especially because I was in university, I wasn't dressing up at all. I dressed up like sort of in first year as a scarecrow, but like I like to go hard on my costumes. And so now I'm like very excited about it now that I'm not in school. So I'm feeling all the spooky vibes and I'm very excited about it. I need to go into my family's shed and see if I can find some Halloween decorations for my room, because I'm like, wouldn't that be cool for the last half of October? My only nano goal is to waddle through Black Forest cake because they're causing me grief. I'm sorry. I feel that. I feel that. I kind of have a project causing me grief right now, which is like minor grief. I'm pretending that it's not causing me grief, because if I admit that it's causing me grief, I think I'm going to get upset. But you're not alone. Writing is hard. Okay. It's hard. And that's a good nano goal anyway, just to kind of get through a project. I'm not doing nano at all, just excited because everyone will be doing extra sprints, right? Oh my gosh. I didn't start doing nano until really like last year. Is like when I seriously committed to it. Like the last couple of years has just been me like, I'm going to do NaNoWriMo, knowing full well I'm not going to write nearly like 50,000 words. And then I never really engaged that much because I was so busy with school. But now I'm very excited that I don't have school at the moment. Banking on the Hunger Games RP giving me most of the word count because I can write 3K replies for that on a good day. Oh yes, that's so smart. And also, like, that's like so exciting to me because you already know how much I love the Hunger Games. Like, that's amazing. I hope we get excerpts. Last year, I was sick. My writing choices when I have a fever are wild. No, I'm sorry that you were sick last year, but also that must be so interesting. Like writing when you have a fever. Okay, first of all, like that is commitment. That is really commitment. I would not be able to do that. I haven't been sick in like 5 years though. So maybe the next time I will try that. I'm scared of spooky stuff, and horror stuff creeps me out. Honestly, like I'm not a big horror person. I say all of my favorite TV shows are horror for some reason. I don't know why. Like, but I feel you. Like I get scared of things very easily. The scariest thing I can handle is Hannibal, just because it's so silly. Like it doesn't even look scary to me because it's like that would not happen. PSS, I'd planned a spooky short story to post online, but October has been kicking my ass. I'm so sorry. I hope it is, not as annoying as the rest of the month progresses. But a spooky short story, like I kind of need that. I will read it immediately whenever you do post it. I had to search the document for the word snatch because I keep using it. This is me and the word nearly. Let me hold on. Let me open Stuff with Virtue and tell you how many times I have used that word. I know I said I was going to do writing sprints, and here I am talking. I always do this. I just like talking to you guys. It's fun. Let me open this book, and I'm going to tell you how many times I use that word. And now, even when I don't ever use it, I just avoid using it because I'm like, I already used it, and I didn't. So that's fun. Let me see. Out of the 200,000 words in that manuscript, okay, you know what? I'm being dramatic. It's not that bad. 150 times? Is that a lot? In the context of 200,000 words? Is that noticeable? Maybe I'm just noticing it. Maybe it's not noticeable to other people. What are your, like, kinda, like, crutch words? Because that one's a big one for me. Like, perhaps is a big one for me too. Listen, I love that type of word, like, that, like, slows down sentences a little bit. I know all the writing advice is, like, avoid them, but listen, the things they can do for style, it's very exciting. Um, I finished chapter 7 Evangelicals today, and I'm about to post it on Tumblr. Okay, well, I will check it out when you do post it. I was gonna do Nano and had a book already, but now I have Bell's palsy and have my face stopped working. So I'm giving myself grace and just doing what I can. Listen, that is so valid. Actually, like, taking care of yourself is the most absolute most important thing. I actually did, and now that you said that, that's actually very helpful for me because I didn't actually think of how I was going to, like, accommodate myself at all during NaNoWriMo, because I wouldn't have said that I was physically disabled last year, but now I'm physically disabled. So thank you for that comment, because actually now I'm thinking about it. How will I set myself up so that I can, that I know that I'm not pushing myself and that I have some care ideas in place. Um, I keep creating new things and can't stick to anything. Chronic pain is a jerk, so I'm not doing Nano. Listen, like, if you can't do Nano because of chronic pain at all, and any disability, like, or just at all, um, that's totally okay. Like, taking care of yourself first is, like, the most important thing. And I'm so sorry that you're experiencing chronic pain. Ugh, I feel you, and it's just, like, the worst thing. But if you ever need to message someone about it, like, I really get it. So feel free. My messages are always open on Instagram, Tumblr. I think my email's on my YouTube too. If anybody needs to reach out, because it's hard. It's really hard to handle. I understand, especially, like, with creating and writing is, like, it requires you to be so, like, physically present that it's very hard. So I totally understand. Jade, I have more than crutch words. I have crutch sentences. That is, I can't even be mad at that. That makes me excited. Like, as a poet, like, that is exciting to me. Crutch sentences, or is it, like, poetic repetition? Like, I could spin that. I could spin that. Now I want to do a poll about authors who have similar chronic conditions. Seems like we're all in a similar boat in the chronic migraine club. I'm so sorry about your chronic migraines. Yes, honestly, I like, the more I talk about my chronic pain, the more that I'm surprised that other people, like, really relate to what I'm saying, and that a lot of people in my community also experience these things, which is why I'm going to continue to talk about it. And I'm really sorry, because but, like, know that this space is, like, a very understanding and safe space for that. Like, I really want people to know that I totally understand that, and it's just, I think, taking care of yourself and then balancing writing, it's, like, a really, like, fine balance. And honestly, taking care of myself comes number one. Like, I have been just taking a lot of naps during the day. I don't know why. The last couple of weeks, like the last 2 weeks, I keep, like, falling asleep in the middle of the day. And I've been beating myself up over it because I'm like, I want to be writing right now. Listen, today I was like, I'm gonna give myself grace on this, and I'm gonna continue to do that, because it's really important that you're the number one priority, right? Um, some things I am also doing to kind of accessibilize my process just a little bit. Instead of, like, sitting down to write at my computer for like 10 minutes, if I even can't do it, like last night, I just typed on my phone for like 2 minutes, and I was like, oh, that was like 100 words. So those are little things. I want to, like, compile a video, since it seems that so many people from this community are also affected by chronic problems, maybe about things that I'm trying to do, because I'm also trying to remind myself that there are things that because I always kind of just forget. Also, because of my autism, like, I just forget that that I have coping strategies. So then I just don't know what to do. So maybe I'll think about doing something like that. Anna, hi Anna. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. Oh my gosh. It's so nice to have everybody here. There's like 24 people. This is like how many people we usually have during streams. That's so exciting. I just call my crutch sentences my author brand, right? Right? Like, that's exactly what they are. Some people just write about, like, some professional writers just write about the same thing. Like, every single time they're writing about the same thing. Like, somebody's, like, always writing about the ocean or something. Like, it is like a brand. It is like your thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like there's such like a big thing about like in the writing community of like changing what you write and like making sure that you have like diversifying your skills so much that you're writing things that you don't necessarily want to be writing. And while I think those can be good exercises, I think as you get a long-term practice, just establish what you like to write. Like I like to write the same thing over and over again. So that's what I've been doing. Um on average, how many words do I write per year? I have videos going through this, so I could probably find the actual average. I think last year I wrote like 90,000 words, which was mostly because maybe it was, I can't remember. I have a video about it talking about it, but something like that because I was writing a lot of Seventh Virtue. So I would say it's between 60 to 100,000. I don't think I've written 100,000 though in many, many years. When I was younger, girl, I used to be like 200,000 words a year, something really, really high. No. I just try to write what I write. I don't really worry about like the output at the end of the year. I just more, I want to complete XYZ project is kind of the goals that I think about. Let's see. Okay, this is really good to hear. Stop getting upset about taking naps when I internalize that I wouldn't be doing anything if I was awake anyway, and that the nap is the most good thing I can be doing at the moment. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Actually, I like that. I like that a lot. Yes, that makes total sense. And something that I've been trying because I really struggle with like productivity culture. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really struggle with that, and I'm trying to work on it. It's just really hard. Like, I also think that like my need to like do things is like a sensory need too. So then I just feel like then it's like a whole cycle. So like it's just I'm trying to unlearn these things. So that's really good to hear. Me having like 50 works in progress about the same themes or 3 works in progresses that are the same idea in different wigs. I love this idea of in different wigs. Exactly. Like to me, it's like Alona and Harrison in different wigs across like how many books? 12 books, something like that. All I know how to write about are ghosts, arson, and anti-heroes, the Holy Trinity. I love that. That does seem very your brand. I used to do nano because of I used to not do nano because of my migraines, but I started meditation freshman year of college. I'm so relieved. Oh, I'm so happy that that's been helping you. And best of luck for nano this year. Oh gosh, I'm so excited, but also so nervous. I don't know. I feel like in a way, I've been thinking about this a lot. I feel very flustered at the end of the year because I'm like, I didn't do the things I was supposed to do. And it's something I'm trying to unlearn because like whatever you're doing in writing right now is the thing you're doing. And that's the thing you're supposed to be doing. It's really not a big deal. But like, I think because I'm thinking about my career so much, I've been getting a lot of career anxiety. And so this year I'm not feeling as like super excited as I was last year because I'm like, right now I could be doing something else. So I'm trying to like unlearn that. And also it's like just it's 1 month. I'm just trying to give myself some time to reconnect back with fun because I've been working on like some like very like I don't know, projects that require a lot of my brain power and like Seventh Virtue is difficult in different ways, but it's like it's just a lot more fun for me to write. It's like just watching an old TV show that I'm very familiar with. So just trying to like remind myself it's okay. Like I'm gonna enjoy this, so that should be the priority. Especially because I've had a really bad year, like if that's the only thing, like it's like okay for surviving January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Like I'm gonna do NaNoWriMo, which sounds like a really funny way to like a funny reward. Oh yeah, let's just try to write 50,000 words in a month. I've actually never done nano, but I have a 350K word count goal for Black Forest Cake, which is violently ambitious. Ooh, I love that idea. 350,000 words. Like I can't say that, like that's long, but I can't say that, that's unobtainable because I feel like that's gonna be me. It's less ground. But oh my gosh, that's a really cool goal. Every time I write like a really long book, I'm like, how did that happen? Because mentally I'm an underwriter, but in practice, clearly I'm not. I don't know. That's really impressive. Well, I wish you all the best with it. Does anyone actually want to do sprints or do you want to keep talking? Let me know. Whatever you guys want to do. We don't have to do a sprint if you don't want to. But I'm very happy that people are here. It feels very cozy. I want to continue to do some more of these a little bit more frequently. I don't know how many because I can't really plan around my flares because I never know when they'll creep up on me. But hopefully at least once a week in Nano. 350K and I'm at 21 right now. Oh my gosh. So is it like, are you structuring it like an epic? That's so cool. I love that idea of having like a large word count from the outset, like knowing that that's what you want to achieve. That's a really ambitious goal. That's so cool. You like talking? I like talking too. Okay. I was like, maybe we could do a sprint. I don't know. We'll see what everybody else says. But I like talking as well to you guys. Waiting for your laptop to finish updating so I can participate in sprints. Okay, we'll keep talking for a little bit then. Happy that I caught this, but sad that I'm so bad at military time. 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the UK, 12 o'clock, 12:22 in the UK, and I'm off to bed. Well, thank you for saying hello. I will try, because I think apparently, according to my studio, most of you are from the US and the UK. So I know the US has a couple, obviously, same time zones as for me. So I'll probably do all the sprints in Eastern time, but also try to include people from the UK since it seems like those are the two biggest populations who watch me. But also I'll try to include for like other time zones too at other times, like maybe some morning sprints, stuff like that. So hopefully we'll be able to catch more people. Let me see. So I've also been working on Preptober has been really funny for me because, I only started yesterday. But also I am also working on a novella right now. I know I mentioned it a couple times in my in a vlog or two called Changing States, and it wasn't supposed to be a novella. It was supposed to be 5,000 words, and now it's like 15. Typical Rachel behavior. And so I also need to finish that like before Nano, and like one of my goals is the narrator of Changing States has a Halloween birthday, and I want to finish it before his birthday. That's my funny goals. My original goal was to finish it before my birthday, and then I just couldn't do it because it was much longer than I anticipated. I had a goal to print it all for revision, so the 350K words with the page count. So the 350K works with the page count I want. So it's going to be a pretty big book, but since it's based off my experience at my first job, ooh, it needs to be. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's so cool. Well, that's a really great idea. I haven't written a book longer than Seven Virtues, my longest at 198. And that was a lot of fun. And then I have one at 197. We'll see where Sunless Ground goes. I don't think I'm strong enough to write a book longer than that now. So I commend you because that's a great goal. I had a really cool short story idea that involves personifying a house, but I simply cannot write short stories apparently real. That was me with Changing States. I was like, this is going to be a cool short story. And I'm always complaining about how I can't write long short stories and how I'm really struggling writing anything above 3,500 words. And I just can't stop writing novellas at this point. I'm like, okay, well, I must know how to write something. So I feel that. I just posted on Tumblr my memo for how to write a short story. If any of you remember that video, if you want to check it out, I have an updated memo with like links to short stories that you can study. It's kind of expanded from the video. I just posted it on Tumblr if you want to check it out. Speaking of short stories. Personifying the house is the best trope, and I don't know why I haven't done that yet. Hold on. Brainwaves on the Rachel Writes live stream. That could be such a good idea for something I'm doing in Sunless Ground. I love that. Because I always see those Tumblr posts about personifying the house, and I've always wanted to do that. Maybe I'll kind of riff off something like that. That's a great idea. I thought my book was going to be a novella, and now I'm at 21K, and I was Googling novella links and decided to be absolutely fucked. I don't even know what's the maximum length on a novella. Like, I see it's like, you think I would know as someone who's written so many. Is it like 40K? I saw Bethany Ajizada doing live of outlining her book with a cool doc on how to outline it. It really inspired me. And she's plotting her book live on Saturday. Oh, that's so cool. That's really fun. Oh my gosh, that's fun. I should show you. But the thing is, like, I'm disorganized. I feel like I will maybe I'll make a video. Maybe I won't do a live because I'm so disorganized that I think it would just be so chaotic on my end. When the location is alive. You guys you're cooking. I'm thinking about something now that could work for this thing that I couldn't figure out. I never pay attention to word counts, but I know I'm a huge underwriter. Okay, real. I feel that. I feel like I do both, which is like funny because I always thought originally I was an overwriter when I first started writing. And then I got into literary fiction and I felt like I was underwriting, and now I feel like I'm overwriting again. It's really hard. Listen, I just do what I can to draft, and then we'll come back later. I want to write a short story involving a girl losing her brother. And the fridge is a metaphor for that because it represents being cold and stuffed in a box. I don't know, but I get more ideas for it every second or so. That is so cool and so specific and like really up my alley. I have a story about a fridge, but I never thought of it as a metaphor. And maybe it is now that I think of it. Been trying to write something with the concept of like the house isn't haunted. You're the one haunting the house. I love it. Oh my gosh. That is such a great idea. Yeah, that reminds me kind of I haven't watched it in a long time, but it reminds me a little bit of Hill House. Man, the spooky vibes. We love it. I've been trying to write a thing with an ancient sentient bog under a city forever, and this convo is mad inspiring. Ooh, that is so cool. Ancient sentient bog. You guys, I never thought about, personifying the setting this much until this conversation. And now I'm like, I think this is unlocking something major, I think. That's cool. I love it. You have a question for me. Please shoot. You can ask me any questions. I just handwrite and write on my phone when I feel like it. This is a great way to write. Honestly, whatever way gets you to write, that's the best way. A while ago, I wrote a short story about a building that becomes endless as the protagonist is trying to get to her apartment to rest after work. No way! That is awesome. I love that idea. That's a great idea. I'd love to read that. Thank you so much for attending. You'll try to catch a stream some other time, and I hope that I will have some at times that people can attend. Thank you for attending. Essay I did with the yellow wallpaper. Ooh, I loved the yellow wallpaper when I read it in university. I haven't read it in a long time though. And now I want to watch Hill House again. But the thing is, when I watched Hill House the first time, I had never really. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I will come back to that. Someone say Hill House if I forget. I'm more of a reader. I've read about 250 books this year, so writing is hard for me because I'm used to the words just being in front of me. Oh, 250. I just realized that's why I got distracted. I was like, 250 books. That's a lot. That's amazing. Congrats. Anyway, I was talking about Hill House. The first time that I watched it, I just listened to it because I was at the time very much more afraid of things. I'm still quite afraid of things, especially things that are paranormal. I can't deal with paranormal. So I listened to like 50% of it. I didn't really watch it, but I really enjoyed it. So now I want to actually watch it, like kind of with my eyes, like instead of just listening to it. We're convincing you to open your short stories document. Yay! If someone could convince me to do that. I need to work on my short story collection. I really do. You're not doing it. Oops. Really been into writing on Notion because I can write anywhere or time and it's all there. That is so cool. I've always wanted to like get into Notion. I just don't know how to use it. Like I've never tried it before. So what I'll do is like I'll write on like either my notes app or like I have the Word app on my phone. But then sometimes it doesn't sync with Dropbox, so I prefer just to write in the notes app. So I think something like Notion would like fix that problem. Or like Google Docs, I think people use. Would you be willing to accept a commission of a dust jacket? Message me. Message me. We could talk about it. Yes, we could talk about it. I've never thought about no, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't thought about personifying location. I don't think that much about setting, actually. Just like I don't think that much about character, I don't think about setting that much, which I think would be surprising because my work is so character and setting driven. But I don't. I have a work in progress series about a world built planet of gods. I'm way too obsessed with that. I love my spirit series too much. You should listen. Being your #1 fan is the best, and also that sounds really cool. So I would also be obsessed with it too. The essay was basically about how Holmes digests us in a way. That is so cool. Holmes digests us. That is so neat. That is a great idea. I feel like you could write like an entire like craft book on that. That's so cool. Since we're talking about weird locations, my current short story is actually about a bigger on the inside thrift store. So like heaven to me? Can I go there? That sounds like I would never leave. I love thrift stores. That's awesome. That's a great idea. Notion is hard at first and is overwhelming, but when in doubt, pages are super easy. Nice. Okay. Maybe I'll have to try it. I know there are lots of people who have like videos on Notion. But it seems so like when you get it, you get it. If you liked Hill House, please watch Midnight Mass. It's by the same director. Yes, I've heard really, really, really good things. I just get so scared of things easily that I've just been putting it off. I've been meaning to watch it because I think that's like the best title of all time. But and the other one too. There's like Blind Manor too. Is that by the same director? I think so. Anyways, is it? I don't know. But I get so scared of things. I like the scary things that I consume is more like crime scary and not like ghost scary. Ghosts scare me a lot. Notion is so cool, especially for planning, because I can add images to go along with my chapters. See, like that's what I want. I want that for myself. Right now, I kind of use Scrivener, but like I'm also, it's like I'm 1 foot in Scrivener, 1 foot out, like in Word. And like Word, you can't decorate nicely. It's like this, it's been the same product like for the last bajillion years. So you can't do anything like super fun with it. And I use Scrivener like for world building, but I just don't like drafting in Scrivener. And you can decorate Scrivener a little bit, but like even then, I'm not sure how to decorate Scrivener that well. Some people are very good at it. I would love to read it. That sounds so cool. So this is like a story about me. I think like thrift store that never ends. Like I would read about like a comically large thrift store. That sounds so cool. That's why I hate modern / minimalist houses. It's like, what even is there to haunt, right? Maybe I'm like injecting my, future ghost into all of the random things I have in this room. It's kind of spooky when I need to clean. Scrivener scares me. I want a non-Scrivener Scrivener, right? Like, I only use it for like reverse outlining because it has like the card feature, like what is it? What are they called? Index card feature. I don't really use it for anything else because like otherwise it overwhelms me. But I do like the idea of everything being in one space. It's just like, I don't know, for some reason I'm just bad at using it. I also love this concept. That is so cool. I love when places that should be finite or stable turn endless and wacky, right? That's so cool. Started using Scrivener last year. It's actually great. I don't think I would go back now. Ooh, like really? Like you draft in Scrivener too? That's so cool. I'm just so like averse to change that even though I could try, like for some reason I'm like, I'm not doing it. Even though I do like having everything in one space. Scrivener and Notion confuse me. Real. Word is just like, it's boring, but it's like, it's just a single document, I'm trying to see what else we can do. if we're not going to do a sprint. Because now I'm like tired, so maybe I don't want to do this. But I'm excited to, I don't know, I haven't been writing genre fiction since February, which February feels literally like just yesterday, and it also feels like a long time ago, but also just mostly feels like just yesterday. So it's really weird to me that I haven't written, genre fiction in so long. But I'm excited to write it. What weirds me out though is that like I need to write Harrison, but like not in an annoying way. Like I'm very used to him being the bane of all my novella's existences, that like how am I supposed to redeem you as a protagonist now? Like the canon version of him kind of ruined it for me. I think I don't know how he's gonna show up in Sunless Ground. We'll have to see. You write so many things at the same time, so Scrivener's a necessity. I'd love to like pick your brain about your process, about like how you use it. Do you like just use like one document and then have different like sub things inside of one big Scrivener file? That's so interesting. It's a lot easier to see your book all laid out with the chapters. That's also something I like about it. I have all the chapters. Like I have my book copy and pasted into Scrivener. I just don't write it in there. Hello! Oh my gosh, thank you for popping in and saying this. That's so nice. Just wanted to pop in and say you're the best, and your entire you gives me life. That's so nice. Thank you so much for coming in and saying that. That's so sweet. I only use Google Docs to write and Google Keep for notes. Anything else is too complicated for me, and I get more into organizing than actually writing. Oh, that's so interesting. I think we must have a pretty similar process then. I just use Word. Not in an annoying way. You put him in a fur coat. You can't go back. It's my fault. What have I done? I made him irritating. And I can't unsee it. It was all my fault. I really shouldn't have made him that annoying. Like, how am I supposed to write this man as a protagonist when I'm like writing Jeremiah like being very upset for valid reasons, because like he was so annoying that he deeply upset Jeremiah, and I'm like revenge now, like Harrison's the antagonist to me. But I can't treat him that way because like he's the protagonist, which is why I'm struggling to write this book, because I'm like, but you're annoying. I would love to see a screenshot of what one of your documents looks like. That's so cool, because maybe I'll figure out ways, because like I like the software and I have it, so I'd like to use it a little bit more. I think my ideal Scrivener is not Scrivener, is a Google Docs like document outline where you can move the sections in the outline and have them move the doc. I'd like that too. That's something like I want like Word to be more tactile, but like maybe not like a whole new program. I feel that. I did hear about this. I heard that this was debunked. Was it? I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I don't really use Google stuff that much except for Drive. So I don't know much about it. Do you use any notebooks or only your laptop? Yes, I do use notebooks. So I was being a bad student this year, and I didn't often bring my laptop with me to class because it was heavy and I don't feel like lugging that around, and I have chronic pain and all that stuff. So I just bring a notebook to do notes. And can't confirm or deny whether or not I was writing in class, but I had my notebook on me. Can't confirm or deny whether or not the ending of Seventh Virtue is literally in my notebook. Yeah, so I do write by hand sometimes. It's really like if I don't have my laptop on me. Like when I went on vacation in August, I brought a mini notebook with me and I was just writing when, we were at the beach or when we were in the car or something like that, just so that my phone doesn't die. And I find it's easier for me to like kind of like push through a scene that way, though my handwritten scenes tend to be quite thin. Like they're not like, or they feel that way. It's not that they actually are, it's just they feel that way. So then I tend to like have to edit them quite a bit after, like just to add stuff. Sometimes I don't, though. You know what I should do? I should just write the transcript and then come back a couple weeks later and I'll completely forget that I wrote in a notebook, and I'll be like, oh, this doesn't need any expansion. For some reason, that's my process, though. I don't know why. I love handwriting, but hate typing it up later. I know. Something that I saw my sister doing, and I was like, "Why didn't I think of this?" Is like you can like dictate it to like Word to like write it out for you. So I should try that because I really don't like trying to decipher my own handwriting. It's very annoying, especially when I was in school. I used to just write like literal chicken scratch, so I couldn't actually read anything that I was. Sometimes I lose a sentence or two because of my handwriting. Um, Anyway, oh my gosh, we've almost been on for an hour. I think I will get off in like 10 minutes because it's been it's been quite a while of me chatting. But anyway, it's been fun talking to you about my nano plans. Sorry we didn't do a sprint, but I'm tired now. So I'm like, I don't want to do a sprint. Maybe later, maybe next time. But I'm excited to document. Did I mention? No, I think I mentioned this on Tumblr. I'm excited to document more of like the nano process again, the vlogs, because I think AuthorTube gets like very nice and like bustling around NaNoWriMo time. So I'm hoping to vlog. I do have a couple of vlogs, is what I wanted to mention, scheduled. So you know how I haven't been giving you any consistent content over the last couple of months. Well, I have 2 videos. I have 2. That was 4. I have 2 videos scheduled for till like the end of the month. So that's really fun. So I'm not saying like that'll be like a super consistent thing that'll have like weekly uploads from then on, but at least for October, we'll have some consistent uploads. I also handwrite in class because teachers can be so boring, and sometimes writing my fun characters makes their boringness bearable. I can't confirm or deny if that was the reason I also did that. Sometimes it was like, I don't know. Sometimes I listen better when I am doing something else too. I don't know. Maybe I'm just neurodivergent, so like I can actually typically like I was still listening to the lecture and paying attention, but also like writing, which is typical for me. I only recently got a journal for keeping track of the word count goals and for dumping my thoughtless notes of Black Forest cake, stressing me out. Honestly, I love the idea of having a notebook for when you need to like rant about your writing, because I feel like that helps a lot. I started doing that more on Tumblr, and that's been helping a lot of me like unsticking the ideas, because all I needed to do was talk about like what was frustrating me. We need to talk about the amount of research we got to do for these characters. Example, my character's a chemist, and now I got to research all these chem stuff, and I'm dumb. No, but I feel that I don't think I could write a character that was a chemist, because I don't understand science. I was always very bad at science, uh, so I don't know. I also don't. Have I mentioned this? Yeah, I think I mentioned this in a recent video. I'm very bad at research. Like I feel like I don't know a lot of things, and then I get overwhelmed with where to start. So that's relatable. You love notebooks. You have 10 of them. I should get into notebooks. I think that would be fun. Would it be fun to do like a custom notebook, like a 7th Virtue notebook? I need to do merch. Would people buy merch? I wonder if I did like prints or something, if people would want those, like art prints. I'll think about it. Just got back into writing my current work in progress. I'm revising my first book and writing my second book. Oh, that's amazing. Wow. Congrats on finishing your first book and getting into revisions, and congrats on starting the second. Pia says, I used to handwrite a lot in high school because we weren't allowed technology, but now I get annoyed. My hand isn't fast enough to keep up with my thoughts. That's the reason I don't like handwriting. So what'll happen is like I'll get like an idea midway, and so what I've been doing is I've just been going back to the margins, like in the middle of my thought or whatever, and then like writing down a trigger phrase for me to remember after. But yeah, I do prefer typing, but I do like handwriting sometimes, you know, mostly when I don't have my laptop. Okay, everybody also seems to relate about research. Okay, because I was like, I don't know. I see a lot of writers write like very like research, like heavy works. A lot of my favorite books I think would have required a lot of research, and I'm just like, how did you do that? Maybe it was like, I don't know, a lot of work in like later drafts too. It's always hard to to know how much like work somebody put into something behind the scenes, but it's so easy to be like, I could never do that. You would merge with the merge, I think. I hate researching yet continue to set stuff in the 90s, 70s to 90s because vibes and there's no phones, which would ruin the vibes. I feel that. I've been setting everything in 2000s, so it's been hard, like, in that I kind of low-key remember the early 2000s, but also I don't, because like the memories are fleeting. So the research is hard because I'm like, I kind of get this, but I don't get it, you know? This nano, I'm writing the second book in a series for my best friend. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Are you writing a book for your best friend? That's so sweet. That's so cool. Speaking of custom notebooks, I really want to make little A5 binders for each book I have, but I'd have to use stickers, and I can never decide where to stick stickers. It's very stressful. I feel that I don't even stick my stickers down. I just use blue tack, like, and put them on my wall as posters because I get so afraid of sticking stickers. Oh, that's so interesting. You love research. You have so much Greek mythos to read on just for that idea inspired by Neil Gaiman's The Sandman. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I wish I just knew where to start. I just never know where to start. Research is one of the hardest parts of writing. Like, why am I doing research on how people feel romantic attraction for this romance novel? I feel that. Oh my gosh, me. Last time I actually spent time writing my current work in progress was August because I didn't move into college. I'm a social studies education major until mid-August. I feel that. When I was in university, I also had to take much longer breaks of writing. It was only until my last year of university where I had like a consistent writing routine. It took a really long time to like figure out what to do. And also by the time I got to my fourth year, my workload was much, much lower. Didn't start working on it until now because I'm on fall break from today to Tuesday for college. All right. Reading break. My school didn't have reading break until November. And I was like, why? Like, everybody needs the break in October. For some reason, they had it like 2 or 3 weeks before the semester ended, which is so silly. Oh man, university. All right. Maybe we will call it since we're almost at an hour. Thank you for coming, and best of luck to all of you as you continue Preptober. If you want more consistent video, like not video content because I'm not posting videos. Well, I do post videos on TikTok, but I haven't posted videos on TikTok in a long time. Anyways, if you want more consistent content from me, Tumblr is the place to be, but fair warning. Just fair warning if you do follow me. But it was really nice to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for showing up, and I was really afraid nobody would be here, so I'm really happy that so many of you came. And I will see you guys to do some actual writing sprints sometime in November, which is like too close for comfort, but it's gonna be fun. We'll get it done. Thank you for attending. I will see you guys soon, and I'm uploading a video next week and hopefully one this week, like a writing update for September. So I'll see you in the comments. Okay, bye.